I've been kicked out of the house again. Okay, that's a tad melodramatic. I haven't actually been kicked out of the house. She's having a do. She's got everybody coming round later. Just mates from work and all that kind of stuff. So it's one of those, in charge you can make yourself scarce, which is fair enough. When I go down the pub, she doesn't sit around the table and chat to my mates about absolute nonsense. I have no idea what we talk about in the pub. We get home, she said, what do you talk about? I haven't got a clue. So I've got options. I could either, I'll just disappear off, I'll scuff the room, you know, sort of grab me pizza and sit and watch a bit of TV or something like that. Doesn't sound too unpleasant. Or I could go down the pub myself. I could meet up with the boys, but I've done that last week and I don't go out too often because, you know, obviously every night's a school night and I drive a truck. Or I could go pictures. Don't think there's anything else I'm watching. Or, as we're live on the Courier Exchange, I could get myself a job going anywhere, wind up, get proper money on the job, wind up somewhere far, far away, grab a hotel, come home tomorrow. Morning, Gary. All right, mate. Come home the next day. So that's the plan. Where are we going? Who knows? A bit like every day, really. That was Gary from Hughes Driver Trading saying good morning there. We've had a little thing going on recently. He didn't know my name. Well, that's not strictly true. He started calling me Steve. And first time he done it, he said, morning, sir. I thought, did he say Pete or Steve? I'm not sure. So I said, morning, mate. And it went on and on and on. You know, like Trigger and Rodney, you know, morning, Dave. It was kind of like that. But the thing is, I didn't know his name. And the longer it went on, the harder it was to go, actually, mate, my name's not Pete. My name's not Steve. It's Pete. And then yesterday, I thought, I'm going to have to grab the bull by the horns here. Because what is going to happen, sooner or later, he's going to call me Steve in front of someone who knows my name's Pete, and he's going to look silly, and I don't want the guy to look silly. So I've gone up, so I've got a couple of confessions to make. So the first one is, I don't actually know your name. He said, my name's Gary. I said, hello, Gary. Secondly, my name's not Steve. I said, it's okay, because I always wanted to be called Steve. I think it's because I used to watch Lee Majors and the $6 Million Man as a kid. He went Steve Austin. I went, yeah, that's right. So we've squared it now. As of yesterday, it's all done. As you saw this morning, he said, morning, Pete. And I said, morning, Gary. So anyway, so right, where are we off to? Well, we know where we're off to straight away. We're off to Borg Warner. I loaded yesterday, so I'm going down to Gillingham. Now, I know Gillingham for me is difficult to get out of because it's close to the zone. So it's, oh, look, it's coming out of Barking, can't go there. Oh, look, it's going out of London, can't go there. Oh, look, it's coming out of Romford. You know, you get the picture. So I've bid on a couple. I've bid on one going, I think there's one going up to Harrogate and there's one going up to Glasgow. I bid on both real money, and bearing in mind they've got massive windows on what time they can be picked up, the chances of me actually fetching these are remote. So I've got the bag with me, but I don't know. If I get Gillingham to Northampton, I'll do Gillingham to Northampton, I'll grab something lit and I'll go home. If I get Gillingham to Barry Island, it's hotel for the night. Like I say, I don't know where I'm going. So stay tuned and we'll work it out. And off we go. Have a little swing around Harry's new Arctic here. Nice people at Hughes have bought him a new, well, not new, but a newish trailer unit with, always moving forward from this guy, a newish trailer unit with a new cab. Back here, and off we go. We're in the sat nav now. We are on our way to cheers guys, thanks very much. Yeah, we're on our way to Gillingham. We're in both sat navs, of course. Yeah, on our way to Gillingham. We'll be there 2 hours, a little bit later than I wanted to be honest with you, because I've only discovered it for the first time. There's a thing on my alarm on the phone which is, there's a little button underneath, you know, set your alarm, and then underneath there's a little switch, which is, do you want it with or without noise? With noise would be good, because it's an alarm. You know, would you like an alarm for the morning, but we won't tell you what's coming? You can guess. You know, get a lay in that way. We don't want to wake you from your sleep unnecessarily. So what we'll do is we'll have you an alarm, but we won't actually tell you it's time for the alarm light. You know. So, but fortunately, this one is delivered in the morning. It's for one of our customers. It's not for. It's my mate Simple Brian, and he don't care. He's like, yeah, as long as you get in there before midday, he's fine. Like, you know. So I did even contemplate co-loading him, because again, he wouldn't mind. You know, but it's just not worth the grief. So yeah, the only reason I plan to get there is I normally get there before they even open, get it off, and that gives me a much better chance of getting one coming out. But as it is, I'm probably going to be there, like I say, 10 to 9. Still there. They open. I don't think they even open till 8:30. So normally I get there about 8:15, and I'm just waiting when the curtains open, ready to go. But this one I'm going to get there for about 10 to 9, so they'll be well open when I get there, which is lovely. And like I say, it's not like I'm fighting to go, oh, I desperately need that one job that takes me to Cambridge, that one job that takes me to sort of Kettering, somewhere near home. We're going anywhere. So, the open road, onwards and upwards. Bit of traffic here on the way to 25 to be expected. That one springs up. There's two others. There's Dartford to Bishop Stortford, but Dartford bothers me because Dartford is so close to the zone, and I'm not sure if I can or cannot get out. You'd have to ring them and go, is it zone? Is it not zone? It's 18 ton though, and it's going to Bishop Stortford. That would mean getting home, which wouldn't be. You know, I'm not averse to getting home. I just don't have to tonight. And then there's that one, Chelmsford to Blackwood. 200 miles, again 7.5 ton, but it's Chelmsford and the pickup time's about right, so might give that one a bid. Well, here we are at the Dartford crossing, 39 minutes to go, still nothing's come up. If nothing does come up, what I'll do is I'll go off, I'll clear my driving time, I'll have a break, have another look at it after that and see if there's anything, or I might head round to 25 and you know, just find something to perch up at a service station or something like that. It's easier to get to places if I'm on the 25 than if I'm stuck in some, you know, some village somewhere. But a little bit of a tip for you, how to get the Dartford crossing for free. What you do is, first of all, you buy a vehicle off of a firm that's retiring all these vehicles. It's got quite a lot of vehicles and that's registered all of them for auto pay. Then what you do is you try to register your vehicle for auto pay, and it says you can't register this vehicle for auto pay because it's already registered, at which point you have a very big smile. And then you just carry on driving backwards and forwards over the Dartford crossing. Actually, don't worry, you drive backwards, forwards over the Dartford crossing and backwards under the Dartford crossing to the tunnel, or vice versa, depending which way you go. And then one day you'll get a letter through the post that says you have been through the crossing and you haven't paid. Here's a fine. At which point you ring them up and go, look, listen, this isn't my fault. I tried to register my vehicle for auto pay for the crossing, and it wouldn't let me. And they went, okay, fair enough, right. I said, no, but I want to register. I want to register now. They go, okay, fine. What we'll do then, if you just pay the crossing charge this time, that's lovely, and we'll set you up on auto pay. But until the time where you actually get a letter through the post that says you've got to pay the auto pay charge, you get the crossing charge, you get the crossing for free. I mean, it's not expensive. I wouldn't know, because the people I bought the lorry off haven't got a lot to it yet. Oh dear. Right, this one's cropped up. Basildon, which we're cool with, by 11:25. View on map. Needs a tail lift. Going into the middle of nowhere, isn't it? And I think it's an 18 ton. So it's 185 miles. Let's give them a quote, shall we? do like this bridge, if it's the one I'm thinking of. You get confused, right? You know, oh yeah, I know where I am now, I'm at American. But certain places, I'm at American Gulf. It's not American Gulf. But I often come down, I forget where it's kind of on the way down to, that is my favourite bridge to get stuff. So, I'm getting sidetracked. But you kind of go over and you get to look at all the shimmering water and all the pretty boats and all those houses over there, and you think, how nice would it be to live in one of those houses? Come out of your house, drive down the road, or walk down the road, down a little jelly, get on the boat, off you go, do a bit of fishing, catch a bit of fresh fish for plenty, come home, cook it on a barbecue. One day, maybe. One day. Right, here we are, drop number 1. Nothing's pinged up yet. The only thing that I can do now is I can work out, I can get this one off, and then I can update all of the bookings with a booking time, with a collection time. Because at the moment, I've told them I can get it, but I haven't told them when. And a couple of them need to be collected in the next couple of hours, if they're real jobs, that is. They might just be magic jobs. But so we'll get this one off, and then start looking for the next one. Let's get it off. Right, that's me all tipped. I had a quick look at the jobs. None of the ones that I bid on came in. There's only one left that's still live, and that's the one going from Dartford, dropping off somewhere or picking up somewhere, and then going back to they're going to Wexford way, and that one needs to be picked up on the area. So I'm going to go and re-quote that one in a minute with a proper booking. So I just want to get out of the yard first. And then what I'll probably do is, like I say, I'll probably make my way back towards the 25, find myself somewhere to perch up, and have a look to see where we're going next. It's kind of weird in the fact that because I'm not expecting to get home, I'm not in a massive rush. Normally be quick, get the next job in, get that one off, get the next job in after that, get that one off in time to tea, right? It's like, well, it might turn out the other way. It sometimes does. Let's find out. Which is, the way I've been working this week, which is my favourite way to work, is that's better. Get one on the night before, get that off in the morning, do one like now from mid-morning up till about 2-3 o'clock, and then fetch one round about 3 o'clock for the next morning. And that might be the case, but where it's going, I do not know. Right, we're pulled into services. I don't know if I'm going to get parked here. It doesn't look like there's like a million lorry bays, to be honest with you. But if we can, we'll put it on brake here, have a little rest, have a cup of tea, and then could be in luck. We're in luck. Right, so we're going to go and rest here. I'm going to stop. I'm going to have a quick look to see what's out there, and then if there's nothing, we'll have a break, and we'll wait until and then when we come back off break, have another look. Let's see if anything's pinged up. I'm not in the greatest area. What I would normally do at this stage is I would kind of head for home, because I'll get a better chance of getting a job from home, but it's a long way to go home, and I'm not in a massive rush. So let's get this plugged into this bay here, and that helps. Straighten up, and on break we go. Well, that's it, break over, and now I'm getting the sinking feeling. I sat here for 3/4 an hour, cleared my time. I had a little look at 15 minutes, nothing, so went back on break, still nothing. I've got one job, there's one potential one going from Crawley to Southampton, but the problem is all the big ones I quoted on, the big distance ones, they've kind of disappeared. And there's no point in me getting a little one, because to get a little one, by the time I take my diesel out and the hotel out, it's not worth doing. And you do get days like this. You get days where, I used to get it on the market, where you put a stall out, it looks fantastic, the weather's lovely, I'd take loads of money a day. hang on, there's someone calling me. I suddenly thought for a minute that might be a job, and it's not. It's just someone ringing me. I have to ring him back. Yeah, you put the big stall out, and I'm going to tell you, it's like, oh, it's going to be a great day. 8 o'clock, nothing happens. 9 o'clock, nothing. 10, 11, 12, and you think, it's not happening. And you start coming up with all the excuses in the world. You go, oh, it's because I had the wrong gear, it's because it's Eid, it's because it's too sunny, it's because it's not sunny enough, it's because the kids are off school. And then after a while you get to realise, one day I had an epiphany, and I thought, some days it's just not your turn. And I'm now starting to think, today may not be my turn, which is a terrible wasted opportunity. So what to do now? I will probably head off. Now the question is, which way do we go around the 25? Do we go around the Dartford tunnel way, which is slightly quicker, but if the tunnel's shut, like this happened to me before, I'm stuck there for ages, or do I go around the other way, which might be longer, but it's also heading back towards Crawley if that Crawley job pings up, and I've got more chance of getting a job out, so we'll probably do that. So I'll probably make my way back towards home, but it's now like, you know, it's kind of, it's like 11 o'clock now, and yeah, my long day away is ebbing away. And off we go. There is one more on there, just quickly. It's Chelmsford to Blackwood, which is Newport, but it's backload, it's 7.5 tonne, pick up in the next 4 hours. I ain't gonna get that for the right money, it's not even worth quoting. Oh, fingers crossed something might turn up. Right, okay, change plan. I've decided to go for the cross, and I've now written off the idea of it being a big day out. Although it still might be. I might get collection from Waltham Abbey that needs to go to Liverpool in the morning, you know, it might still happen. But I'm going to aim to get back to my area. Courier exchange is a bit like fishing. You know, like fishing rights and all that kind of stuff. It's very much like fishing. The fact you put your quotes in is a bit like, you know, baiting. How many rods have you got? The more rods you got, the more chance you got of actually catching a fish. So if there's 4 or 5 jobs on there, you can quote a little bit higher. If there's only 1 job on there, you might want to give me your best price, because you're going to need that job. Also, from the point of view of fishing, you've got much more chance of seeing 4 or 5 jobs pinging out of, you know, sort of Milton Keynes, than you ever getting 4 or 5 jobs coming out of Portsmouth or Plymouth or Norwich. So I'm going to head back to my area, but then I'm going to have to be mindful that bearing in mind the fact that diesel is now £2 a litre, and bearing in mind the fact that the hotels ain't cheap because it ain't locked down no more, any job that I take that's going distance, it's got to have the money on it. Otherwise, it's not worth it. I'm better off doing a little job, going home, where I can sleep in my own bed for free. And I've got a much better chance of getting good rates on a good job in the morning. So, it might not be the overnight bag, it might be bedroom pizza. And that is why you always go in the right 2 lanes when approaching the Dartford tunnel, because you never know when the left 2 lanes are going to be shut to let the tankers through, just like they're doing right now. Well, it's just pinged up. I'm 16 miles away. It's great. So I'm at Thurrock. So I'm literally, I'm practically on top of it. Going to Reading, 7.5 tonne, handball at 3 destinations. I'm quoting what I'm happy doing it for. I'm quoting 3.5. Be honest with you, I don't even want to do it now. It gets to that stage where you kind of lost interest. That's why I never sit in one place for too long. So if you're just sitting there, you sit there for 2.5 hours. When a job comes in, you're like, I don't even want to do it now. I'm going home. So I'm moving back towards the direction. If the Grace job does come in, I'll take it. In the meantime, I hope I'm moving back into more. I got through the tunnel, by the way. Moving back towards slightly more populated waters. Or it might be, look, it might just be a write-off. It happens sometimes. The whole idea, I mean, if you watch these videos and you think, oh yeah, I'm going to go and join the courier exchange, every day's fantastic, I'm going to make £1 million, ain't like that. Some days you smash it, some days one job, after the next one, the next one, wow, perfect. If only every day, full time, full off, if only every day can be like this. And some days, it just don't happen. So, and I mean, we're getting on for like, 11 now, sort of like, now I'm thinking one job, fairly local and home for the morning. And there's the final nail in the coffin. I'm round the 25 by St Albans, and there've been bits and pieces. I've been bringing them, and I've got one for tomorrow morning from High Wycombe, collected at 7:30, going down to Bristol. So there's no way I'm sensibly going to go and stay. I'm not going to stay in a hotel in High Wycombe. It's like 3/4 an hour away from the house. So it looks like that's the end of my long trip out. The only possibility is I've still got time to do one this afternoon. So at the moment we're looking at 11:45. I'm going to head back to the yard. There's the gym at the yard. I'm getting one of the cars MOT because we don't need it anymore. It's like we've got 3 cars. There's 3 of us in the house, and Molly and Lisa both work from home now. So I'm going to sell one of my cars, and it might mean that if the MOT's done, it might make sense for me to go home, give it a proper clean up, get the photos of it, stick it on old Auto Trader or eBay or what have you, and that could be my afternoon, which could be a more productive afternoon. I don't know. The thing is, there's always stuff to do. I've got the gym to go to. Oh, hang on a second. Oh, yeah, I'll do that in a minute. Keep thinking. I'm probably the guy. Hey! Yeah, I've got the gym to do. I've got a list of things that I've got to do for Daniel, the transport manager, like sort out the wall planner, sort out the Google Calendar, work out what my OCRS score is. There's loads. I've got a bit of time on that. There's stuff to do. So unless the right job, local job now, it's got to be a local job now, kind of St Albans to Northampton or Milton Keynes to Watford. Unless that pings up, this is going to be the only thing I do today, and that is a bit of a waste. Because I picked up the night before, it's an in-between, well, not even a real job, it's an in-betweener. Drive to Gillingham, drive home. Having said that, the money I got on the job was £250, which is cheap for an 18 tonnes, 100 miles, but since from 8 of mine, I'll give it a bit cheap. Is my target for the day in a Luton van. And I kind of done a ton of diesel. It's all motorway miles, Gillingham and back. So I ain't going to cry too much about it. Like I say, sometimes it just ain't your turn. But it's not over yet. It ain't over till it's over. Well, I pulled over here to have one last ditch look at it. But the problem I've got now is it's 12:15. I've got stuff to do. I am 5 miles from home. And it's like pick up in London, pick up in Leighton Buzzard, going to Nottingham. If I really want to go to Nottingham, I'm going to come all the way back empty, ain't going to make me no money. London, something like that. I think that's the Netherlands. Yeah, so I've kind of, it's not working out. So I think we're probably going to, yeah, snail dropping off in the morning. It gets tricky as well. Around about lunchtime, the jobs fall off. I wanted to have one of them big jobs first thing this morning. Didn't happen. Sometimes it's just not your turn, but there's other stuff to be getting on with. So, let's go that way. Looks like it's a half day for Peter. That's it. I am now. Well, I know exactly where I am. I don't even have to look at the sat nav because I know the yard's at the end of this road. It's not happening. It just didn't happen today. I've had another look to see if anything else has picked up, or actually I've been on the phone to me mate Nigel on the hands-free. But some days it's just not your turn. So I set out in the morning and I was going to go here, there and everywhere. I kind of even thought to myself, look, it's now Tuesday today, I might not even make it back till Thursday. If I get Scotland, or if I get like, you know, sort of West Wales, or even down to Penzance, I've never been down there, go and have a look down there. No, I'm going, you know where I'm going after Gillingham? Back to base is where I'm going. But I say often, you can't beat yourself up about this stuff. I work 52 weeks of the year. I work 365 days of the year, obviously, other than Christmas. But so some days it's not gonna go super fantastico. Some days it's just not your go. So don't beat yourself up. Don't do what I used to do. Walk up and down, going, oh, and keep looking at it and looking at it. Oh, come on, something's got to come up. If it ain't today, it ain't today. I've got tomorrow booked. I'm picking High Wycombe at 7:30. And it's going to Bristol. Again, not a great area to get out of, but this time, because it's not for a mate, I'm actually getting proper money on it. So if all I do is High Wycombe to Bristol tomorrow, that'll be okay. But don't get me wrong, I'm hoping not to. I'll get it in the morning, I'll see what time I'm tipping in Bristol. I've decided to leave my bag in the front. So tonight might not be a night out, which would have been convenient because it's I'm relegated to the back of the house. But if tomorrow is, because the money's good, so I'm sorry guys, you know, I can't turn it down. I've got Bristol, and I've got to go to, I don't know, where would you go from Bristol? That's kind of one of those places that you might end up going a little bit further south, isn't it really? So we'll have to just wait and see. So there's Gary again, who's back in his big Arctic. See if we can back it in behind Gary. I see no reason why we can't. The people that taught me how to drive, they're good at this kind of stuff. So yeah, let's just pull this one in here. Give me a second. Yeah, just got back to the yard, just had to jump out because I delivered a load of AdBlue in my parking space, so we just had to move the barrels over. That's fine. So that's it. I think we're going to go and see the mechanics now, see if that's been MOT'd or not. Probably warehouse Jim, I think. And then if it's been MOT'd and it's all alright, back to the house for a jet wash, a hoover, and getting it onto a site for sale, which will be a productive thing. It's something I plan to do on Saturday, which I'm not going to do today, which will give me more time on Saturday. There's only so many hours in the day, there's only so much you can do. But as for today, as for my grand day out, did I not say at the beginning, I've got no idea where I might end up? And when I said it, I had a sneaking suspicion that what is back at the yard? It's exactly where I am. It is like, it's 25 to 1 and I'm done. I'm going to go use the truck, Jim. And while I'm in there, I will look, because there might be a Milton Keynes to, well, there might be a Dunstable to Milton Keynes. That's happened before. I think a Leighton Buzzard to Milton Keynes needs an 18 tonne, which is a little job. It's worth the dough, but I just can't see it. It's just not my turn today. So as for tonight, am I staying in the Lenny Henry? No, it's bedroom pizza. But we got tomorrow lined up. A chance to take care and take money.